Hey you, yeah you. Before we get this video started, I just want to say a thank you for those who have been a member of my Patreon. If you want to be a member of my Patreon, leave a link in the description down below right here. And there's a list right here of all the people who have been a member or a following member of the Patreon to help keep this channel alive. I would appreciate it if you do show your support, guys. You guys are awesome, and I really thank you for your support. Also, commissions are open, so if you want to commission for me to draw something for you, go to my DeviantArt page right here as well, in the link in the description, and I'll draw something for you. But make sure you hopefully follow the rules in my Patreon on my Patreon and commission, so we can get it on the list for me to draw something for you guys. I would really appreciate it if you do, and yeah. As always, take care, and have a great day, and let's start the video, shall we?
What is up, YouTube? Frost the Hobidon here, and today I'm back with another reaction video for all of you. This was requested on Patreon by Commander Grizzly or by Commander Grizzly. Let's check. Hold on for a second. Yeah, this is the storytelling Fallout episode, and we have done this before. This was requested before, and I thought I was gonna get this award. And I thought I might pass the time to get it done. Apparently, yeah, Commander Grizzly did requested this on Patreon. So yeah, he also goes by Nevin Punzel. Hope I pronounced your name right on Patreon, buddy. I hope I pronounced the name right. Here it is. If you haven't checked out the original video, I'll leave a link in the description down below, so go check it out for yourself. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos along the way. I would appreciate if you do hit the like button and subscribe button and that notification bell for more videos in the future, as well as hitting the join button if you want to be a member of the Hobidon squad. Please hit the subscribe button, because not many of you are subscribed, so help to keep this channel alive. I appreciate it if you guys do. You guys are all amazing, and I am thankful for all of you for showing your support. Now, without further ado, let's get on to this, shall we? 3, 2, 1, go.
You've experienced the Fallout series in your own way.
That is true.
Want to learn more about its story?
Yeah.
Well, to get to the heart of the story, you have to go back to the beginning.
Of course. This is episode 3, season 1 of StoryTeller Fallout. I still like the music. It's really good music. ShoddyCast. Please check out his channel. He's the one who made this. Chapter 3, West Coast Brotherhood.
A wise soldier knows that it isn't the weapon that matters most.
That is true.
The hand that wields it.
Correct.
An army equipped with the finest weapons certainly has the advantage in battle. But what happens when the battle is over?
In the hands of a master, anything can be a weapon.
The war have changed, from bronze to iron, then steel, and eventually plutonium. Mankind grows ever more capable of waging war.
That's useful.
And always less capable of using those weapons responsibly.
Okay. Enlighten me.
Those who feel that no one is responsible enough to wield power such as mankind had during the Great War.
Yeah.
And then there are those who feel that they alone are worthy. Travelers and merchants in the wasteland have seen towering soldiers and suits of metal
you don't like those kind of people who like to use power for
rifles
corrupted things.
over their shoulders. These are members of the Brotherhood of Steel. It is easy to distinguish them from other armored warriors by their pre-war power armor. Those T-51B armored suits aren't just plates of metal strapped to their bodies.
They look awesome.
The Brotherhood of Steel's armor is a fusion-powered artifact designed before the Great War. It augments their strength, protects them from harm, and marks them as members of an elite order. The Brotherhood of Steel is among the most technologically advanced factions that the Wasteland holds. They are relatively few in number when compared to vast armies like the new California Republic or
Not to be messed with.
What the Brotherhood lacks in numbers, they make up for in raw power and indomitable courage. The Brotherhood can trace its history back to the Great War, long before the military base in Mariposa, California gave rise to the Super Mutant Army. It was
so basically a army of brute force warriors who are with bravery, who manage to tank through attacks and overpower their enemies. I feel like that sounds similar to Asgardians or Vikings or Saiyans, or if you want to call them like Saiyans. But I think Saiyans are much more different than this. For those Dragon Ball Z fans out there, how do you compare these guys? I compare them to Vikings, Asgardians.
It was a research facility. In the days leading up to the Great War, there was a small contingent of soldiers assigned to guard the base and its loathsome contents. That loyal band of men didn't know they were protecting a horribly unethical group of scientists who were engaging in unfathomable experiments.
Uh-oh.
They only knew that it was an important project, that they were there doing their part to fight the good fight
That
and keep their country
that doesn't
safe.
look good.
Eventually, they did
And
learn
kinda
the awful
gross.
truth of the forced evolutionary virus, that the base they were guarding was being used to experiment on human test subjects.
Of course it
inmates
is.
From military prisons. The knowledge that they unknowingly
Look at that thing.
participated in
It's,
these
it's, it's
atrocities,
terrifying.
committed on their own brothers in arms no less, stretched their
Ugh.
loyalty to the breaking point. Colonel Spindell,
I'm learning
the
a lot
commanding
lately.
officer, was unable to cope with this fact. Just a few days after the truth was revealed, he committed suicide, leaving his second command, Captain Roger Maxson. to deal
Suicide
with
is
the
not a good
aftermath.
thing, people.
Today, the Brotherhood looks up to Roger Maxson with religious reverence. Perhaps Maxson was destined to carry the fire of humanity, or he may have simply had the right balance of honor and pragmatism needed to lead men through the apocalypse. Maxson took it upon himself to take control of the base, ordering the interrogations of the science teams to maintain a semblance of order. As he started to believe that the project was backed knowingly by the
execution.
government, he
That's not
attempted
good.
to contact his superiors for a response, even going so far as to declare secession from the Union. At the
Yikes.
same time, he and his soldiers then gathered their families with them and readied themselves inside their remote base. They waited for a response, any kind of response, anticipating that their own government would never tolerate such an outright insurrection and would have to come and provide answers. But the response never came.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to Maxson, the Great War was already brewing, even as he staged his revolt. If anyone in the government knew about Maxson's rebellion, they no longer cared.
Why? I mean, why would they? A lot of governments and organizations seems to do that sometimes. They like to bypass it or don't care about it. Like, that's nothing to worry about. He's building an army. He can't compare to us. We got all the firepower. He can try. It's cute and adorable. And then later on, they'll be surprised what they can do. Never underestimate your enemies.
The base at Mariposa proved to be a reliable shelter against the onslaught of the atomic war. Maxson, his loyal troops, and their families were among the survivors. His own wife and son were at Maxson's side, and the understanding that his children would live in whatever world he left behind must surely have influenced his actions in the days ahead.
I don't think children wants to live in a barren wasteland that looks basically dead. All life looks dead around there. I don't think children should live in a place like that. They should live in a good environment that is healthy, good education, clothes on their back, roof over their head, good food. They don't have to worry about the dangers around them, knowing that they feel safe. That's what I think.
Humanity is a stubborn species, not one to die out easily, but mankind's knowledge, civilization, and technology could easily disappear once living memory had passed. Would Captain Maxson's descendants run barefoot through the desert, hunting food with stone spears? Or they stride through the wasteland,
run
clad in power
barefoot. You know
armor,
how
felling their
hurt,
enemies
how
with
painful that
beams
is?
of light and fire.
This is why you
It
always
was not a
make
difficult
shoes.
choice to make as Maxson led his troops and their families from the Mariposa base to a hidden military bunker in what is now called the Lost Hills. There they used
The
what
Lost
materials
Hills.
they had gathered to build a place of refuge and learning. They preserved their military discipline and technological knowledge from generation to generation, carrying the fire even if it was hidden beneath the desert. The Brotherhood limited their contact with other communities of survivors, primarily trading for food and other essentials with technology they recovered or made.
Interesting.
Sequestered with their precious laser rifles, computers, and power armor, they kept the most fragile of old-world technologies alive, but hoarded that knowledge to themselves.
Like TVs and radios and classic cars. I know the TVs are important. People love to watch TVs in a barren wasteland. Or the internet.
The tribal societies on the surface that had saved pre-war equipment found it wearing out over time. Spare parts were used up, and no one had the capacity to manufacture anything new. As the years turned to decades, technology grew more and more rare. The understanding of how to use it began to disappear, even as people learned how to hunt with spears and cook rad scorpions. In time, Maxon's son assumed command as the High Elder, and his son after him. Other respected members of the Brotherhood form a council of elders beneath the High Elder, who has traditionally been a descendant of the Maxon line, although sometimes the role of High Elder has fallen to a distinguished paladin. Life within the Brotherhood still uses elements of the pre-war American military, with a strict hierarchical structure. Although there are many ranks within the Brotherhood,
Okay.
the three main branches of the organization are the Scribes, the Knights, and the Paladins. Scribes are responsible for scientific research and preservation of ancient knowledge. At
Oh,
one
they made a
point,
cult.
They focused their efforts on preservation, but the Brotherhood has grown less concerned with chronicling history than with the development of new weaponry. The title of Knight once referred to armored warriors who fought battles while mounted on an extinct species of animal called a horse. Those knights are a far cry from the
A
knights of the
horse
Brotherhood.
are
The
extinct?
Brotherhood, a knight is responsible
Oh
for
man,
building,
this
repairing, and
isn't a barren
maintaining the
wasteland.
weapons designed by the scribes. Should a knight distinguish themselves, they can eventually become a paladin. The majority of the Brotherhood personnel seen by outsiders are paladins.
Level
These
3.
elite soldiers cut a swath through the
They
raiders,
leveled up to the
mutants, and
rankings.
tribal barbarians that stand between the Brotherhood and the technology they desire. While the Brotherhood is eager to fight any bandits or raiders that they come across, they're reluctant to assist the residents of the wasteland in any significant manner. They view most outsiders as intellectual inferiors,
Of
unfit
course.
to receive technological assistance. Many people have attempted to join the Brotherhood, only to be sent on a suicidal errand to recover artifacts from heavily irradiated regions of the wasteland. Their arrogance has nearly been their undoing on several occasions. When the super
You're one of those people thinking you're not gifted to understand intelligence. You can't comprehend the intelligence. You're not worthy of it. They're like those type of people. And I kind of hate those kind of people. They just kill off people who think they're not smart enough, even though people have the ability to learn and adapt. It just takes time to process and learn.
mutant menace appeared, Brotherhood scribes were the first to determine that they were a new form of mutant.
Oh,
and
wow.
a clear threat. Yet, it was not a Brotherhood paladin that defeated the mutants. It was a mere wanderer, accompanied by a mongrel dog. Much later, the Brotherhood's view that they alone should be allowed to control the wasteland's technology led them to wage a brutal war against the powerful new California Republic. Despite their technological advantage, the Brotherhood lost the war. Nowhere was this defeat more severe than in the Mojave Wasteland.
I see.
Garrisoned at a pre-war solar power station, the Elder of the Mojave chapter attempted to unlock its dark secrets to use against the NCR in the war. But before he could do so, the NCR forced a confrontation. Outnumbered 10-1, the Brotherhood was forced to retreat after losing.
I always wonder this. Who is the main hero in Fallout? I know it's usually the player, but I'm talking about the most default, normal, original main character of Fallout series. I know the main character is basically just the player, but I'm just curious. Who's the default hero of this series?
Half the chapter and the disappearance of their elder. The defeat at Helios was a crippling blow for the Brotherhood. After that, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood left the NCR alone and retreated back to their old base in Hidden Valley. There they can tend to their computers and ray guns as much as they like. They still send the occasional paladin up to the surface to procure crucial supplies, but recent years have proven to be a challenging time for the Brotherhood.
Right.
Sometimes individuals will leave the Brotherhood for extended periods, often to procure rare resources, but occasionally just so the Brotherhood can discreetly get rid of rebellious youth. Wanderers who prove themselves worthy just might find themselves with a Brotherhood member as a traveling companion for a while. They can demonstrate that their cause is of value to the Brotherhood.
Okay.
And, well, maybe a few travelers will warm themselves by a campfire and let an old scribe tell his tales of the wild wasteland to anyone who will listen.
Okay.
Although the Brotherhood of Steel has seen better days, they are nonetheless a pivotal factor in conflicts affecting the core regions. Records back at Lost Hill show that there's also a disavowed branch of the Brotherhood who struck out east and took it upon themselves to defend the nation's former capital from the super mutants. But that is a story for another day.
Of course. Well, that was Fallout. The Fallout episode 3, season 1. Thank you. Grizzly, this was a good one. This is interesting. I'm learning a lot more about the Fallout series. I'm not usually a Fallout fan, but I am aware of it because I used to play it with my friends in college. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little experience of Fallout's history. Let me know what your thoughts on this one. If you enjoy it, let me know. As always, take care, have a great day, be safe, and most importantly, stay frosty and stay healthy out there. Catch you out later and make sure to wash your hands. Bye-bye now.
You kindly strip to your waist for me.
You want me to what?
Not a big deal. I just want to show you the bomb I strapped to your body.